What's going on, everybody? Crypto Headquarters here, and today I want to bring you guys a video about Monero, Monero's upcoming hard fork MoneroV, and why I think that you guys need to be very careful if you guys are looking at MoneroV and looking to claim these tokens, because in my opinion, this is a very shady situation where it probably is a scam in my personal opinion. I'm going to be outlining why I believe it is and why you guys need to be careful. You guys can always comment down below what your guys' opinions are. However, I do want to say that this is a potential situation that could cost a lot of investors and people who don't know what they're doing with cryptocurrency a lot of money if they were to do some of the things that I'm going to outline in today's video. So with that said, I'm going to jump right into the disclaimer that says none of the information in this video is investment or financial advice. This is just simply my personal opinion. Please do your own research before investing. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose, and consult a financial advisor if necessary. In terms of transparency purposes, I am an investor into Monero. I hold Monero in my portfolio. However, I am very skeptical and will not be participating in the MoneroV airdrop. With that said, let's get right into the video. Monero has recently seen a pretty big price increase. With a price of $362.51 today, we can see that if I zoom in here on the graph over on coinmarketcap.com, that Monero, unlike other cryptocurrencies in the marketplace, has seen a pretty big price increase from its low on February 6th and February 5th around $150 all the way up to a peak as of recently at $366, and then we've kind of found a consolidation point around there. This is in contrast to the fact that the overall market has been very bearish overall, and that Monero's been seeing some huge increases in price due to the MoneroV airdrop that is supposedly going to give Monero holders 10 times the amount of Monero they hold in MoneroV in the other hard fork cryptocurrency. And so people are stocking up on Monero in hopes that they can get some free money, some free crypto, due to the fact that Monero is undergoing a hard fork. However, this is where I want to point out that, like a lot of people say, there's no free money. There's no free money in cryptocurrency. And while there may be some cases in the past where that has happened, I don't believe this is the same situation. I believe there is a credible amount and just a good amount of research and a good amount of examples out there right now that clearly indicate just how shady this MoneroV hard fork actually is, and why I think you guys should really be skeptical about this going forward. Again, you guys can feel free to disagree with me, but I'm going to be outlining why I believe that this could be potentially disastrous going into the future. The first article that I'm going to be using in today's video was written by Paul Shapiro, partner at Monero, and this is going to be linked down in the description down below, this Medium page, as well as the specific article. So what I really want to talk about here is the primary hazard that MoneroV has been recommending users to take their Monero private keys and use them directly with the MoneroV blockchain and software in order to redeem an inflated number of coins in an airdrop, with the obvious implication that recipients of airdrop MoneroV coins could speculate on their price rise. Why is this bad? Well, using your Monero private keys for MoneroV is a particularly dangerous recommendation by the MoneroV team, all of whom are apparently anonymous. This should be the first red flag, with the team being anonymous, and then this anonymous team recommending very, or at least particularly dangerous things to do with your Monero private keys. They're recommending this because they know that being anonymous, there are no repercussions for their actions. There's no individual person or team to point to. Therefore, doing these things and operating in this shady kind of environment is perfect for them due to the fact that they are anonymous. So that should be a red flag there. Additionally, currently, the only way for you to obtain MoneroV coins using your Monero private keys is to input them directly into MoneroV's presently closed source wallet. Though MoneroV claims they're an open source project, but will only release their compiled MoneroV wallet after their planned fork date. Oddly, they even make the claim they can only compile their source after the fork date. From our point of view, withholding the wallet binaries or even the source code until after the fork date is obviously going to cause a rush from inexperienced, uninformed, or apathetic users to redeem their airdrop using a wallet that has not had a chance to be verified. So why is this bad? Well, from the start, using a closed source wallet is bad because there's no way for users to know what the code is actually doing, hence the name closed source. The MoneroV wallet could be doing a number of malicious things, such as recording all Monero private keys which people enter into it. Additionally, I want to point out that though they say they are in what does it say here? An open source project. They won't release their MoneroV wallet until after the fork date, and people use the closed source wallet, which, like I said, could be doing and recording all Monero private keys which people enter into it. And from the article point of view, they say that withholding the wallet binaries or the source code, the information behind it, which is not visible with the closed source wallet until after the fork date, is going to cause inexperienced, uninformed, or apathetic users to redeem their airdrop using a wallet that has not had a chance to be verified because the binaries and the source code and all of that information behind the wallet doesn't have a chance to be looked at or verified. So a very, very shady situation with the wallet as a whole. Not only that, but you could have all of your Monero stolen. MoneroV operators might obtain a significant amount of knowledge about the contents of the Monero blockchain through users giving MoneroV their private keys. So by doing this, not only is it a bad idea to give the MoneroV team your private keys, but also you're not only doing that and hurting yourself, but they could potentially gain a significant amount of knowledge about the Monero blockchain, allowing them in the future to steal all of your Monero. So bad idea there too. Your private keys should absolutely never be shared. It's something that everybody should know, and specifically entering them into, from what our point of view is a dodgy wallet service, is doing exactly that. In general, keep this in mind. When in doubt, do not use non-native forks of Monero. If there is an improvement a coin makes over Monero, you can generally rest assured that the Monero community will either adopt it immediately because it's better than Monero, or be easily convinced to do so. So do your own research in regards to that. There's a reason that people aren't looking at MoneroV as an alternative to Monero. Instead, they're just looking at it as an easy cash grab to get some extra Monero that they can eventually quickly sell off for a quick profit. So understand that. However, so far we haven't found any non-native Monero forks which we want to recommend. This is the writer of the article, as well as, I guess, the general community mindset overall. Meanwhile, the Monero Research Lab continues to improve the Monero technology through its collaboration with cryptocurrency researchers from multiple projects worldwide. So Monero is doing some good stuff, but this is a hard fork that is very, very shady. An example of this is on the MoneroV support Twitter account in a regular Monero wallet, not just any exchange, meaning you have your own seed for your wallet. Somebody responded, "Thanks for the fast response. Will my Monero wallet work for the airdrop?" They said, "Yup. That's the Monero wallet you should only use." So very, very confident in that that's the only wallet you should use. And somebody else commented or replied back, "I contacted mymonerowallet.com, the wallet that they suggested to get the airdrop, and they said they are definitely, in capital letters, not supporting the MoneroV airdrop. Can you guys explain this?" So right there, conflict of information there, especially when the wallet themselves is saying no, but yet MoneroV is so confident that is the best and only wallet that you should use for this. So a lot of information here that is very much against MoneroV. So this again was written by Paul Shapiro, partner of MyMonero, on March 2nd. I'm gonna be linking this article down below. Make sure to check this out because this is a great source of information. The next article that I'm going to be using is over at btcmanager.com. MoneroV, a trap lead for Monero users, written on February 19th by Jamie Holmes. So there's a ton of information in this article, but I'm only going to be pointing out what I believe to be the most important information that you guys should take away from it. Obviously, if you guys are more interested in some of the technical stuff that they go over into how this attack is going to be working and some other also additional information, make sure to check this article, which will be linked down in the description down below. So fork mania has arrived for the blockchain network Monero. There are plans to fork and provide an airdrop for holders of the altcoin during early March, dubbed MoneroV. The cash grab could be an easy way to uncover the individual identities of those who use Monero if they fall into the trap. Here we outline the facts about MoneroV, XMV, and why you should cautiously consider claiming these coins. What's so bad about an airdrop on the Monero network? It's free money, right? Well, not necessarily. Some people say there's no such thing as a free lunch. As Bitcoin has experienced, sometimes the promise of free money has resulted in malware or phishing attacks. With the groundwork set for what this fork is actually going to be doing, there is a lot of stuff in this article that I'm not going to be covering. So how the attack works right here is, I think, a very important part. However, I think that most of what I wanted to talk about in regards to the private keys and the potential things that could happen with this MoneroV fork have been outlined earlier in this video. But to paraphrase summarize what this says here, your identity is at risk because of the fact you were spending the same transaction on another blockchain, which allows them to go down a process which will eventually reduce the privacy for an individual by claiming the MoneroV fork. That's what this paragraph has to say. This one says that it gets worse. Basically, the negligence of other Monero users on the network can affect the state of privacy for the network as a whole. So it sucks for those of you guys that are doing your own due diligence on videos like these and content on the internet and making sure you guys do your own research. However, Monero users who aren't doing this can affect the state of privacy on the network as a whole, and they outline how exactly that can happen. Additionally, they talk about how it's actually much more severe, this problem, for the XMV chain. They also talk about, how most people aren't going to come away from the parent chain in Monero, and that basically the majority of transactions on the XMV chain will be identifiable, so that's an issue there. But really what I want to talk about most here is something that this article talked about, and it's actually because they reached out to Monero's Justin Ernhofer to find out more information in kind of an interview format down here. But this is also interesting as well. So what did the MoneroV team have to say? Well, they say when reaching out to the MoneroV team and asking what's the reason for the fork and why they chose to depart from the monetary design of Monero so significantly, this was their response. Basically, they believe Monero's infinite coin supply was a mistake and is a tax in the form of inflation for all XMR holders. This is a fundamental flaw that MoneroV fixes by putting a cap on the total MoneroV coins that can be created. So, of course, this flaw they are talking about is the ongoing block reward in Monero, also known as the tail emission. If you guys don't know what this is, there's a great explanation here that they link in this article. But what they are also trying to say in the article is that this is an interesting experiment to see what would happen with a Monero fork that implemented a fixed supply. But with a pre-mine and no accountability on the part of the development team, MoneroV is unlikely to serve as a rab rat for the sake of cryptocurrency. I think this is a very interesting perspective because I too think it would be interesting to see what would happen with the Monero fork that implemented a fixed supply as opposed to the ongoing block reward known as tail emission. But this is not the fork that we are looking for. The fork with a pre-mine and no accountability, with the development team, the developers being anonymous, this is not a good example of what should be happening, especially with the fork that wants to dabble with this idea. So this is not looking good overall. They justify it interestingly in the way that they think Monero's infinite coin supply was wrong, but if you actually look into the things going into the MoneroV fork and the information behind it, you guys can see that there is a lot of shady stuff going on behind the scenes that is not likely to end up in a positive manner once everything is said and done. But more importantly, what can Monero users do? So the best thing for Monero users is resist claiming the airdrop in the first place. They can also use their funds in a technique known as churning to increase the overall health of the network. For more specific details, BTC Manager reached out to Monero's Justin Ernhofer to find out more. So this is interesting because this offers a different level of perspective from somebody from Monero. So this you guys can read. Is there anything more users should do apart from churning and not claiming Monero? I'm not going to talk about that too much. Here's another specific question. So that suppose enough people claim their XMV coin to warrant concerns. How will users know the privacy of the network is in an okay state or not? Is it an attack? Is this supposed to work over a long time frame? A lot of questions. So basically what they say, I said I wasn't going to cover it, but I am going to quickly. With the current minimum ring size of 5, Monero has a relatively strong resilience against one of these chain splits. The split would have to make over 1/3 of all recent outputs bad to have a meaningful impact. So something that I don't see happening, just as he says, probably is not going to happen. Monero is built up against attacks like these, built up against forks that are going to do negative things to the network, so this should not have an impact. However, you guys can take a look at this graph over here. They say the source is GitHub, and you guys can see the health of the network. If enough people were to claim their XMVs to warrant concerns, which would have to make all 1/3 of outputs bad to have any sort of impact. So what are the chances they're unsuccessful in compromising privacy? I think it's most likely they will be unsuccessful, says Justin. They may trick some users who redeem MoneroV into losing some of their privacy, but it should have a limited impact on the network as a whole. So obviously they don't think this is too big of an issue right now. However, if they were able to trick a mass amount of people, this really could actually become a bigger issue than people are making it out to be. But a lot of people, including Justin Ernhofer from the Monero team, does not think so. So do you have any ideas who is behind it and what is being done? No, I do not know who is behind this chain split, given they are purposefully going forward a possible Monero exploit that damages their own network even more than it damages Monero. This team is incredibly unlikely to truly care about the value of privacy they claim to represent. Thus, the people behind MoneroV are likely scammers or attackers. In any case, it's an attack on the Monero network. So He says that because they're doing more damage to their network themselves, they're very unlikely to actually care about the individual privacy of their users on their network, just adding to the laundry list of reasons that MoneroV is getting a bad reputation and why I am staying away from this cryptocurrency. So, it is unlikely that MoneroV will gain any traction since the method in which they're launching is claimed to hurt the privacy of their users more than anything else. The Monero network, like I said earlier, is built to resist attacks such as these, and Ernhofer's estimation shows that more than 33% of the inputs, a huge number, will have to be tainted in such a way to have an effect on the network. So this is probably not going to come to fruition, actually being a successful attack on the Monero network itself. However, it could potentially trick some users into losing their privacy from their transactions and stuff like that. But I know I talked about earlier that, Monero coins could be stolen out of wallets and stuff like that, and that is absolute worst case scenario. Hopefully nothing like that actually comes to the surface here, but at the end of the day, I would just stay away from MoneroV. Let me know down in the comment section if you guys have any other opinions on MoneroV. Obviously, it is an interesting situation. A lot of people have been gearing up for it. They have been buying Monero in hopes to do so, but I am just personally going to be staying away from this, and I thought I would give you guys my opinions and my insight, and maybe I can give you guys some information that you guys didn't know before. So, with that said, I'm going to jump to the outro of today's video. That's going to do it for the video today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know if there's anything in the video that I didn't cover. Obviously, I only wanted to cover the main things about the MoneroV hard fork. There's a lot of technical stuff that goes into Monero involving inputs, ring signatures, key images, and stuff like that I didn't go too far in depth in today's video. If you guys want to hear more about that, I doubt it. I guess I could potentially make a video on some of that stuff, but at the end of the day, just understand that MoneroV is a scam. You should stay away from it. It's going to be more hassle than it's going to be worth. Just don't participate in the airdrop. At the end of the day, there are going to be other hard forks out there for other cryptocurrencies, and this has pretty much become commonplace overall. So if something were to legitimately become a better alternative to Monero, the community would be very quick to adopt it overall. However, this is not the case. A lot of different reasons for why MoneroV is a scam led by people who want to hurt the Monero network and get away with some free money. So with that said, I'm going to jump into the disclaimer that says none of the information in this video is investment or financial advice. This is just simply my personal opinion. Please do your own research before investing. Invest at your own risk. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Consult a financial advisor if necessary. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. For full transparency, I am invested in Monero. I've been a pretty long time holder of it. Love this cryptocurrency, but this fork puts a bad light on the community. I hate that it's happening in the first place, but I do want to educate you guys on why you guys should stay away from this. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and have a great day.